to ask at the very beginning as we were gathering, if you thought you had to go off and you had a couple of hours to go off and get enough food to last you a week, which direction would you head in? And instinct might tell you that heading in that direction up to the hills and the trees might be the best place to go. I'd head further towards the town. Interestingly, there's much wider biodiversity on the fringes of towns. Permaculturists, we're permaculture designers, and we've got a small holding in Wales that we're turning into a forest garden and introducing lots of edible plants from the wild. One of the things that we're working with is this concept of edges, where you have the edge of two different environments meeting. You often have a lot more biodiversity, so the fringes of where the sea meets the land, the coast, there's an awful lot more happening there than there is 2 miles out into the sea. So here we've got another typical edge. So Japanese knotweed, that's not good, is it? We don't like Japanese
rhubarb
taking over the countryside.
Rhubarb,
hot on the trails of Japanese knotweed, which is one of these invasive species that just can't seem to be eradicated. Here's this one. Himalayan balsam. Have you come across Himalayan balsam before?
Yeah.
Some 18th century plant finder decided that this was a beautiful plant to have in the garden, and then got rather annoyed that it spread just about everywhere. I'll show you how it spreads. Can you see the seed heads at the top here? They are like coiled springs, and each one of those is just very gently, when it becomes ripe, it's just very gently attached to the tip. And should anything brush across the tip, the whole each of those springs will bounce and throw the seeds, up to 4 or 5 feet away. Last year there was about half as many along here. It's also not as ripe as it was last year, so this may or may not work. That isn't water, those are the seeds. But, like Japanese knotweed, which is edible, you can eat it like rhubarb, particularly in the spring. This is wonderfully edible. The seeds are what you want to pick from this Himalayan balsam. We're experimenting with the kind of things that we're finding, and one of the things that might seem obvious to do with seeds is to toast them. So I suggest that you do this because we had the bizarrest experience when we toasted fresh Himalayan balsam seeds. I tasted them first, and the taste was absolutely unmistakable. Absolutely unmistakable of something else, and then I got Sarah to taste them without telling her what I thought. We both came to the conclusion that it's the skin of roast chicken. So if you eat them just straight like this, which you can do, it's just a kind of nutty taste, but something very bizarre is happening when they're toasted. So there's another plant down here, which is another quite common one over here. Rose hips. You know the story in the Second World War. This was our main source of vitamin C, and small children had to, I don't know quite how much they were paid, but they were paid to go off and pick rose hips. Something like that anyway. Now those ones are quite small. If you can actually encourage an alternative called Rosa rugosa into your garden. You might have seen these growing ornamentally in a garden near you. These are exactly the same thing, but larger. You're getting more bang for your buck, really. In fact, the flesh is so thick on these, you can just about nibble away the outside flesh without going near the dangerous bit. With these, there is a dangerous bit in the middle. So hands up, naughty boys and girls who know about the dangerous bit in the middle of rose hips.
Oh yeah.
Yes. It can be used as an itching powder. The seeds, or the hairs around the seeds inside, have been used, but that's terribly naughty and you should do it. So to make rosehip syrup, which is what we're going to be giving you a taste of in a minute, or at least a variation of that, if you want to make rosehip syrup, what you need is as many of these as you can pick, and basically the same volume in sugar. And you take a jar and you layer the rose hips with the sugar, put the lid on, stick it on a shelf, and every now and again give it a shake. That's the simplest rosehip syrup recipe we've come across.
And a good way of preserving the vitamin C.
Yeah, a good way of preserving because there's no cooking involved.
Do you keep the seeds? Or you just take the flesh from the outside?
No, you put the whole lot in after kind of maybe crushing them up a bit or you know, cutting them up just to expose the rest of it. As I say, with these, you can maybe just about nibble the flesh off without getting near the seeds. Right, Sarah.
Okay, we've got here a Swedish recipe for a slightly spiced rose hip syrup come soup, so have a try of this. I'll pass it around, and as you try it I'll explain how that's made. Pardon?
If you stand up.
Yeah.
More or less.
So this is a litre of water, if you've got notebooks and you fancy having a go. A litre of water, the zest of a lemon, 1 star anise, 1 clove, about a third of a stick of cinnamon and 250 grams of sugar. So put all that in a pan and make this very sort of lightly spiced tea, if you like. Then when that's come up to the boil, add 500 grams of rose hips, and I tend to chop them in half to make sure you get as much flesh out as you can. Bring those to the boil and just gently simmer them for about 5 minutes until they're soft. And then the important thing is to put it into a jelly bag or old pair of tights or muslin, whatever, so that you strain out the hairs, which are the bit that make you itch on the outside or irritate on the inside. And then you get this lovely, delicately spiced sort of syrup, which you can keep in the fridge and put it on your porridge, or just use it in whatever way you would any other syrup. We don't know, but it's easy to Google and find all that stuff.
We will give you contact details, and we are going to be running foraging product development type retreats. It will be fun, tasty, we'll go out and identify, learn how to forage, that kind of thing. But for now,